Hi, I am showing you a preview of my summer class. This is from last summer, so my announcements will reflect that. But what I wanted to show you was checklists and how I use them. So I've created on my homepage a widget that just allows for text, and so I've linked in that widget, I've called it checklists, and then linked all of these checklists. You can have them existing here for easy reference for the students, or you can just link them inside the announcement for the week. So when I click inside, I'm actually going to view this as a student so you can see how it works. This is the only place where this content, any content for the course, is available to them. The cool thing is, from the professor side, I could import an entire course that already has all the content built out, but just not link to it up here, and it would still save all of my links and hierarchy without me having to re-link everything. So I'll explain that in a minute. So as a student, I'll look here into week 0 and 1 checklist. I had developed these things. I don't know if the students like them, but they were helpful to me. And so it breaks them down into different areas. So I have, on this one, I have a unit for the course guide, and it gives them each individual thing. So what I've done is I've created the task, and then I link to the document that they need to review to complete that task. They can check these boxes, and then it tells them somewhere, top or bottom, as I go through save, it tells them about the progress that they've made in the module and how much they have left, which they really like. I've set due dates for all of these, and so that helps them to keep things in mind. So for the summer course, there's a lot. There's a course guide, and then there's the unit on Adobe products, and then there's a unit on design products. And so each of these things just has a little note and then a link to how you'd get that additional content. So sometimes it's videos, sometimes it's reference sheets, and sometimes it takes you to assignments. So like this is a link to an assignment, and then it just takes them right to that assignment section where they see all the information. One of the reasons this was really beneficial to me was that previously I had all this assignment description in a page inside the content section, and then I had the assignment that didn't have any details in it at all, and I realized like I had all this information in multiple places, but none of it was complete. And so everything lives, like all the assignment descriptions live inside the assignment, all the discussion descriptions live inside the discussion, and from inside that checklist, I'm just linking those tasks. So in this checklist here, complete the survey. I don't have any information in this checklist item. They have to go to that, which helps me in maintaining such a detailed course, which I have honed this one pretty well. It's pretty detailed. So I'm going to exit the student view and just show you a couple of things with the checklist from the back end. So I've created a checklist. It exists here, and it's organized this way. So there's a category, and then there's items in that category. I'm going to bulk edit these so you can see a couple of options that are really valuable. You can set a due date for each one, and that's what that red text was that we saw on the previous screen. And then you can also click this event option, which says, do you want this to show up in the calendar? So what I tell my students is to keep track of this class, and I open all of this up to them in what I call week 0, which is the few days before the course starts. Get to 2019 here to see, they can see the course mapped out. These are all, they have 1 week, and they have all these tasks that are due, and then each of these they can click directly into to complete them from the calendar as well. So I tell them, look at the calendar, the course is there, and obviously depending on where you are with your course, you may not be able to have the whole course mapped out ahead of time, but they can make decisions based on how they're going to challenge things and attack them that way. You can also look at it like an agenda, which obviously it's not going to take the agenda back because of the next 7 days, but just a couple of ways that I've used that. And I wanted to show you how to link a course content from a checklist item. So inside here, I would go to link, and then this is where I was saying if you already had all this stuff built out as content, you could just not let the students get to the content, but you could still, well, I don't have any in this class. You could go to content here and click the link to the reading that you want to have there, etc. So you can still use the way you've already organized it, but the students find it less frustrating and less confusing to have either the checklist or the course content. And I've chosen the checklist because they seem to follow the order of the checklist, whereas when they get to the course content, even if it's well organized, they don't always do that. I hope that this has been helpful, and I'm certainly open to answering other questions for you.